The Rewatchables is brought to you by the Ringer Podcast Network, where you can find The Watch.
Here we are.
With CR. Did you solve that crime and task yet?
It's not really a crime, Bill. It's a journey of spiritual awakening.
My bad. My dad doesn't have a podcast. This is only the second time he's ever been on The Rewatchables.
Yeah, but it's his second time on the Ringer Podcast Network in 2 days.
Right, that is true. You taped yesterday about on the Red Sox game one, which will be, by the time people hear this, they'll have known what will happen with the Red Sox Yankees.
In 20 hours,
yeah.
2 times. Yeah.
The only other time you ever came on The Rewatchables.
Shawshank
for my 50th birthday. And now it's Robert Redford month. We are doing my dad's favorite movie ever, Jeremiah Johnson. It's next. This episode of The Rewatchables is presented by Paramount Plus. Around here, we love talking about rewatchable movies almost as much as we love watching them. Paramount Plus has movies, a mountain of them. New movies and also the classics that we keep coming back to. Almost Famous, Gladiator, Top Gun, The Naked Gun. That mall, whether you want to relive your favorite moments or catch the latest blockbusters or dive into some old 90210, there's a mountain of movies to discover on Paramount Plus. Start streaming today. All right, CR, it's Redford month.
It is.
You can't have Redford month without Jeremiah Johnson, which I did not invent the Mountain Man movie, but I think still is in the running for the best one. Redford said it was his favorite of all of his movies.
Yeah, do you think that's because of his affection for the landscape that it's set in? I mean, it's essentially shot in his adopted backyard, right?
Right, it's filmed in Utah. He looks great. He gets to grow all this different facial hair. He gets to kill some Native Americans who are coming after him, and
it's a complicated situation.
He's just a pilgrim trying to make it work and pisses some people off. And Dad, ever since I was a kid, this movie was on. You would have this on all the time to the point we would make fun of you. Really, again, Jeremiah Johnson? What is it? What was it about this movie?
Well, it came out in 1972.
I was 3.
Not 3 years old. And I had read an article. I read that it was coming out. And then I read an article about John Liver-Eating Johnson.
Yeah.
About whom the film is loosely based, I guess. And the guy sounded like such a character. And of course, they exaggerated how many Crow he killed. One article said 300 during the 10 years and da-da-da. So I was so excited to see the movie. And I remember going by myself. You were too young to go at that point.
Yeah.
And walking out of that. And there were probably 5 other people in the theater because initially it wasn't well received.
Yeah.
That kind of a movie at that point in time. And I remember walking out of the theater saying, I'm going to see this movie many times during my lifetime.
And it was on all the time.
Yeah.
It just felt like it was on it was another one that was not even on like TNT, more like what were your local Philly stations? We had channel 38 and 56.
Channel 11 or whatever.
It was just on. It would just be on. It would be in a 2.5 hour block with commercials.
What do you think, Dr. Bill, what draws you back to this movie over and over again? Is it this is about as close to a national park as you can get without leaving your house.
Yeah.
It's partly Redford, obviously. It's also partly Redford's love for nature. And he searched for peace in nature, and then he established Sundance. And I'm not surprised it was his favorite movie. It just seemed to ring all the bells for him in terms of his life, how he led his life. I love the outdoor scenery.
It's incredible.
You don't see that in another movie. We'll talk about it later. I love the voiceover. I love the music. The whole package just clicked with me.
There's something very old-fashioned about the way it's made. It feels like a 50s or 60s epic from Hollywood, but it has a 1970s sensibility.
Yeah.
And I watched it one time all the way through getting ready for this pod, and I was like, yeah, that's about as good as I remember. It's pretty cool. And we're going to talk about the vengeance turn it makes late in the film. But then as like the last couple of days, I've been like, you know what I kind of watch? Just want to watch them riding his horse through the mountains a couple times.
Yeah.
And I would just throw it on and skip to a vista that I wanted to see, and then just let the movie play from there. And it really is quite gorgeous and really relaxing to watch some of like just the absolute gorgeous scenery and terrain that they filmed this in.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough, great shot Gordo category for us. It reminds me, and I should say the movie I'm about to mention reminds me of Jeremiah Johnson, but Castaway, when Castaway started making its run, and it has that hour-long stretch with Hanks on the island and there's no music, and it's just kind of peaceful to have on. You can hear the ocean. He's by himself. There's not a lot of dialogue. There's drama and intensity, but not really. It's okay. And this movie, for long stretches, you're just like hanging out with it.
This is a little bit of a blank spot for me and I think for Hollywood as well, it's not an era that they made a ton of movies about.
Like 1840s,
late
50s?
1840s, after the Mexican War, mountain men, real first frontiersman kind of thing. Like, I think like Disney did the Davy Crockett movies. I think those are kind of like set around this time. And it's about him going to Texas and stuff. But this is not an era that I know a ton about, but the survivalist mountain man genre, to the extent that there is one, and even just man versus nature, is a very, very reliable subgenre.
Well, Dad, I don't know how many Westerns we watched, but it just felt like the 70s were all cowboys versus Indians movies that had been made for 30 straight years, right? And then Clint, I think Clint's your favorite actor of all time, right? Is he number one?
Yeah, he's number one.
Yeah. So we would watch all of those, but this had a distinct, that mountain man kind of movie. This kind of grabbed the corner of it, I think, the best.
Well, I agree that that era was not an era I knew very much about. I mean, 1815 to 1840 or 45, before the Civil War, there weren't a lot of movies made about that period of time.
Yeah.
And certainly not about mountain men. And the film does a nice segue eventually from mountain men to settlers.
Yeah.
And then you started to see some movie about settlers and,
how the West was won kind of stuff. Yeah. Dr. Bill, I wanted to ask you, I was going to save this for what's the most 1972 part of this movie, but when you saw this in the 70s in the theater, did you feel like it was subtly commentating on people coming back from Vietnam, being disillusioned? Because a lot of these 70s Westerns like McCabe and Mrs. Miller and some of the Clint stuff.
Like proxy stuff.
Yeah, they're like, it's about people who are disillusioned with what they thought they were told about the country or what they thought they knew about being a soldier, and now they've come back and they're trying to make sense of their lives. Like, did you feel like it had some contemporary parallels?
I definitely did. I mean, almost throughout most of the movie, he's still wearing his uniform. The uniform pants that must have eventually smelled pretty bad. They never came off.
No.
Yeah, and he was escaping civilization. And he was, somebody asked him a question about, is there a war going on? And he just wanted to get away from it all. I mean, whatever happened in the Mexican War and whatever his part was in it, they didn't talk about.
Yeah.
You just knew that he had a bad experience and he had to get away, and he left civilization to do that.
Well, I mean, that was one of the unanswerable questions: was he a deserter?
Yeah.
Because he asked at the end, the Mexican War comes up, and he asked, like,
who won?
Who won?
Who won?
So he got out of there before then. There's a theory on the internet. Granted, the internet isn't batting 1,000.
Is there an /conspiracy Jeremiah Johnson board?
He was a deserter. It was his fault. Did we win the war? I don't even know who won the Mexican War.
Oh, well, I mean, I think it was
probably a draw.
We won, quote unquote, but there was a lot of treaties and a lot of negotiations.
Yeah, so I do feel like it's funny because Dances with Wolves, which I really like Dances with Wolves, but it's funny how much it cribs from this movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially like the disillusioned soldier, like kind of at wit's end and then just on his own.
Yeah, and finds a kind of balance in his life when he comes into contact with an indigenous culture and finds like, okay, there's like a sense of symmetry or calmness or spiritual fulfillment here that I wasn't getting in the kind of grind people up, spit them out American culture.
The three of us would have been done immediately because bad eyesight. We're just done.
I have this in my.
We're done.
Yeah,
there's no contact lens solution in the wilderness.
But this is a much more picturesque version of it than The Revenant.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
So the Mountain Man era, Jeremiah Johnson, McCabe and Mrs. Miller, A Man Called Horse with Richard Harris.
Oh yeah.
Little Big Man with Hoffman. Once Upon a Time in the West with Fonda and Charles Bronson. And then pick, I don't know how many Eastwood movies, and then you would see like Dance with Wolves brought it back, The Revenant brought it back. People would go back. Even Last of the Mohicans, sort of.
Yeah,
right?
that's like that predates all of this stuff. That's still 18th century, right?
But it's still a dude outdoors who really knows how to do shit.
Yes.
And there's some bad guys in his world, and then he's got to navigate it.
Yeah, and usually they come into they have like a love that then like corrupts. A love that gets sacrificed to like the modern incoming world.
Dad, it's like the boxing movie and the Mountain Man movie are the two vanity actor projects where they're like, yeah, I'll live in the mountains. I'll get to make a log cabin. I'll grow a beard. Like those are the two, right? You would have been if you could have been an actor, you would have been a Mountain Man guy. I don't see you in the ring.
No, I would not have been in the ring. And I was a Boy Scout and an Eagle Scout, remember?
Oh, that's true. Way back.
I could live in the outdoors.
So what is it about the Mountain Man movie? What do you love the peace of it, the serenity, the fact that our guy has to just rely on his natural wits to make it? Like, what is it?
That's part of it, but I thought there were some intriguing characters in the movie.
Yeah.
That you don't see in many other movies. Each character bringing something different to Jeremiah Johnson's life. And we'll talk about those characters, but I thought it blended well for me from beginning to end.
I'm guessing Boy wasn't one of the characters?
Caleb? I will call you Caleb.
He's like, okay, I don't speak.
Yeah.
Call me whatever you want.
Caleb was one of those characters, though. Who knows what Caleb saw? And if any one of us had been in that position, maybe we would have lost our voice, so wouldn't have wanted to communicate.
Also, you know, FanDuel out there, like, there's not a lot to talk about, you know?
I mean, Caleb was like me and my dad after Game 7 against the Heat in 2023. Dad's like, boy, we must leave.
I will call you Caleb.
Tatum is hurt. Sydney Pollack directs this movie. This is 7 Pollack Redford movies, collaborations that they did. This one puts Pollack on the map, though. I mean, I know he had done They Don't Shoot Horses, Don't They? Like but from this moment on, he just rips off. He does The Way We Were. Are you a Yakuza guy?
Yeah, I'm a Yakuza guy.
Of course you are. 3 Days of the Condor, Bobby Deerfield, Electric Horseman, Absence of Balance, Tootsie, and then they win all the Oscars for Out of Africa.
Right.
But he has a run, of course, leading to his incredible performance in Eyes Wide Shut.
And
one of the great performances of all time.
Partnered with his incredible performance in Michael Clayton as well. Like, he was a really good character actor as well. He's one of the safest pairs of hands you could put a movie in after 1965, you know, out of whenever he starts. And he just is expert at getting great performances out of people. He's got a good eye and he knows how to cut a movie and keep it going. But yeah, he's the kind of director that I do not feel like we have anymore, really.
Somebody that could do Jeremiah Johnson in 3 Days of the Condor.
Like maybe
James
years. Mangold is kind of like that. He could do a superhero movie. He can do a Bob Dylan movie. He can do a race car movie and a Western, you know, but they're few and far between now.
He also directed The Firm, but really good at laying stuff out in a peaceful, awesome way, but then also suspense and action and chase and, you know, battling those. I just watched 3 Days of the Condor recently to scout it for Redford Month.
You better be.
It's just an elite movie.
I just watched that also.
It's really good.
The interesting thing that happens in this movie, because you guys both love Westerns, I love Westerns, and the three of us all love revenge movies. Usually, John Wick, a Clint Eastwood movie, what Charles Bronson movie, the inciting event that brings on the revenge happens in the first like half hour of the movie.
Yeah.
Here it happens in the last half hour of the movie.
Right.
And it really kind of makes this a very odd, unconventional film to watch, because if you're watching it for the third, fourth time, you're like, and then the last half hour of this movie is super dark and intense. But if you're watching it for the first time, you're just like, oh, cool. So this guy falls in love. This is great.
Yeah.
We've been here for an hour and 40 minutes.
The three of them. They're playing lacrosse.
Nothing can go wrong. And then as soon as the cavalry shows up, you're like, oh, God, guys, don't go through the graveyard. Don't go through the burial ground. Yeah. And it really makes a turn in the last 30 to 40 minutes.
Craig, can you give away any takes without giving away your take? When you watched the first hour and a half, were you just thinking you were hanging out in the mountains with Robert Redford?
Yeah, I was devastated when they killed the wife and kid. But I do think it's like I wish the movie had an extra half hour, because it made that murder hit much harder than what happened at the beginning of John Wick.
Yeah.
I mean, you really developed the relationship and felt so comfortable. So it was one of the bigger blind sides I can remember in a movie, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Save the rest of your takes. Yeah, it is two different movies.
I'm still missing Swan.
Swan it was all coming together.
Yeah.
You get given away by your dad because he owes somebody a gift.
Yes.
And it's usually not going to work out well. And she ended up with a decent life.
He shaved his beard for her.
He was probably getting used to her cooking. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about the cooking part.
Yeah.
So the other thing about this movie that we have to mention, it now lives on for a completely different way.
Yeah.
It became, I don't even know if you know this, Dad, but on social media, there's a GIF where the camera zooms in on Redford and he's nodding. And it just became this omnipresent social media thing. Like if you agree with somebody's point, or if you really like a trade, or you would just post the Redford meme. And now there's like two generations of people that only know this movie. They just know that he has a cool beard and he's just nodding knowingly. Then there's a Nicholson one that's like a cousin of this.
Yeah, that's another nodding one. I think is that from The Shining or?
Yeah, no, it's later. It's almost, I think it's from, I don't even know what movie.
Oh, from
that's what it is? Yeah. But those are Craig, those are the two big nodding memes, right?
Yeah.
Nicholson
Mount
and
Rushmore
Redford.
of nodding. Yeah.
So it just, the movie completely changed complexion.
It's such a random movie to be harvested like that, though.
Yeah. Well, it was based on the Crow Killer, the saga of Liver-Eating Johnson, which sounds like my dad did some research on Liver-Eating Johnson. That's it. We might have to bring that nickname back for a football player.
That's like a 1920s baseball player nickname.
Liver-Eating Johnson.
It's like Two-Finger McCoy.
Like some linebacker that keeps getting suspended in the NFL. They just call him Liver-Eating.
Yeah.
But Redford got a lot of publicity because 2 years after the movie came out in 1974, they moved Liver-Eating Johnson's body to a different location, and Redford asked to be one of the pallbearers. Which
no kidding.
Yeah, pretty fascinating little tidbit.
That's a commitment to the bit.
Yeah, the guy resonated with him. It's one of his favorite characters. Who's your favorite guy? Liver-Eating Johnson. So apparently he would cut out the livers of Crow Indians he had killed and eat them.
Okay.
I don't know if that was an urban legend or not. They decided not to pursue that angle
really
for the movie
because there's no cities, so it would be more of a rural legend in this case.
Decided not a rural mountain legend.
Yeah.
They decided not to pursue that angle for the movie. Anyway, written by John Milius and Edward Anhalt.
Yeah, and a very fun Hollywood development story where Milius is this very iconoclastic sort of man's man surfer California kid who's coming up with like Lucas and Coppola and that group of people. And his original script is really interesting to read. There's a lot more, I would say like it's a little bit more fleshed out, whereas the movie is just a lot more like, travelogue kind of style.
Right.
But Milius would write it, and then Redford and Pollack would get someone else to rewrite it. And then they'd be like, something's missing. Let's get Milius again. So I think Milius made like a lot of money because they had to keep coming back.
Keep rehiring
and paying him his fee. Yeah.
He also wrote Judge Roy Bean, and he wrote Apocalypse Now.
He did.
And then has a very weird directing IMDb too.
Yes. Red Dawn, right?
Yeah, Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Big Wednesday, movies that make no connection with one another. So Pollack doesn't get nominated for this, but ends up winning for Out of Africa and has this whole thing.
This movie commercially, I didn't think it did that well in the beginning, and then it got a fan base later.
Yeah, it actually wound up having legs.
Yeah, it ended up being the
office?
5th highest movie of 1972.
Yeah.
Made $3.1 million budget, made $44.7 million. Sadly, no Roger Ebert review.
Oh, well, I guess, yeah, 72. He's not throwing yet.
Yeah. I don't know what.
What do you think? You think it would have given it 3 out of 4? I could see him being like, this movie's awesome, 4 stars.
I think either 3.5 or 4. He mentioned it. There's some review he did 20 years later where he mentioned it seemed like he really liked this movie.
Maybe he was talking about it in conjunction with dances or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, Roger's a plot guy.
It's true. It's not a ton of plot.
Pauline Kael had her usual. I like some stuff. I didn't like.
Well,
other
about
stuff.
Johnson?
Yeah.
What didn't she like? Do you remember?
I don't know. We were mean to her in the last pod. I wanted to cut her some slack. I don't know if she was the audience for this movie.
She's no longer with us. So.
Well, you might be watching at some point. All right, we'll take a break and then we'll do most rewatchable scene. All right, let's do most rewatchable scene. Dad, it's brought to you by the Home Depot, a place you haven't been to that often because you're not great with your hands. If you're starting to get into the festive spirit or think you might be soon, the Home Depot has everything you need to transform your house into a holiday home, no matter your style or budget. I'm talking about a huge choice of lights, trees, and decorations. So if you're looking for movie magic this holiday season, the Home Depot has you covered. My dad is probably the latest get rid of the Christmas tree guy who's ever lived.
I think my wife might make your dad have a run for it.
Has she gone to May?
No.
No, we only go to Easter.
That's 4 months after Christmas. How late does your wife go?
I think we've been to a Super Bowl with the Christmas tree. We push it.
That's not Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad has the record. Most rewatchable scene. Hatchet Jack's letter.
Yeah. Slightly racist, but pretty charming.
Would you put Hatchet Jack in the Dion Waiters even though he was dead? His letter. Being of sound mind and broke legs, do leaveth my bear rifle to whatever finds it. Lord, hope it be a white man. It is a good rifle and kilt the bear that kilt me. Anyway, I am dead. Yours truly, Hatchet Jack. What a writer. Anyway, he must have been happy.
He would have been happy that Jeremiah got the rifle.
Yeah.
50 caliber Hawken.
And then that rifle becomes his sort of signature when he meets up with Del Q, right?
Right.
Yeah.
30 caliber Hawken seems like, okay, 50 caliber.
Well, the 50 cal, you got to take, that's what you're taking down elk with, you know? Like 30 cal, I think you can get your rabbits.
Yeah.
You know.
Next one, I like when he makes a deal with the Native Americans, trades them a bear coat for 2 second-round picks and some future considerations.
some swaps on next year's pelts.
That's good. He establishes the relationship early. Next one, bald guy Del Gue.
Yeah.
Shaves his hair because he doesn't want them to take his hair, Dad. It's off his head already. Interesting move.
He still let it up in the ground and was lucky that Jeremiah came along.
Yeah. He kills some guys and grabs some scalps for, I'm not even positive what his reason was.
He's like,
but
they
it's a fun
stole
scene.
my horses.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to go back and get them. And Johnson is like, I'm not here to get involved. I'll just help you get into the camp and we can quietly do this. And Del Gue gets violent. And it's a recurring theme where Johnson doesn't want beef.
Yeah, I just want to set some picks and grab a couple rebounds.
Yeah. They didn't just steal his horses. They put him in the ground to die.
True.
Yeah.
Those birds were ready to go after his eyeballs.
Yeah, that's a tough way to go.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Top 10?
Yeah. I'm also very fair.
So just picking, you
fair-skinned.
die from like from being sunburned and just having
Honestly,
the crows
it seems like
pick your eyes?
He's also he's going to lose his mind because his mustache keeps itching his nostrils.
Right.
You know?
I thought he had a classic line when he asked Jeremiah, might you have an extra hat?
Right. First family meal with the new gang.
Yeah.
Boy, woman, and Jeremiah all together. But I liked how they build the family thing. Within 20 minutes, I was a full believer. It would have been a fun like YouTube fake commercial for like an 80s sitcom with the Jeremiah family.
So that's
playing lacrosse.
This is the swan montage, I guess it is of like after that first night and it's spring, the snow's melted. That whole montage of like her showing him how to hunt.
Yeah.
Them building that house. I love a house building montage.
Oh yeah.
I think that's my most rewatchable sequence.
I had that in the next one, the building the house.
Yeah.
Love watching them build a log cabin, Dad. Something neither you or I could probably pull off if we had all the logs.
Oh, we'd have to hire somebody.
Yeah, we'd have to. Could you hire somebody in the wilderness?
Well, Home Depot is sponsoring this segment.
Yeah. Is there a Home Depot out there in Utah? I do love watching them build the house.
Yeah,
because
the mud and the hay as the insulation to like.
It's so realistic when you're watching. You're like, oh, that's how. It's just. It could have gone for 5 more minutes. I got the wolf attack.
Pretty good wolf attack.
Pretty good for early 70s.
Yeah.
Like for action. The crow graveyard.
Yeah, reluctantly helping the cavalry and the annoying ass reverend.
Dad, how many times have you watched this movie and not wanting him to go through the graveyard? Like you feel like it's the 197th time, but maybe this time he won't go through it. He'll know not to. It's the classic movie. No, don't. No.
Yeah,
no.
Don't do it. And with the reverend staring at him, who doesn't care at all about Jeremiah.
No.
You just don't want him to do it.
The lieutenant has that great line where he's like, you have to hunt, like I have to try and help these people. And it kind of the way it convinces Jeremiah to do it, because he's like, these guys are all going to die if I don't walk them through this.
Next scene I wrote down was Jeremiah fucks up 5 crows and passes out. Then the next one right after that, Jeremiah 1v1 against multiple crow assassins. Just move those together.
I had I described this as the NCAA tournament of fighting crow warriors.
And then there's a murder montage.
Yeah.
Culminating in the playing dead, but he's not really dead, killing spear to the chest.
Sees the guy in the eye reflection.
Like all of a sudden, this movie becomes John Wick, and it's incredible.
Well, that scene is a little bit iffy. He looks up into the eye of the horse, and he sees the reflection of the guy coming at him.
Yeah. How dare you question Jeremiah Johnson's methods?
I'm questioning the horse.
It's straight from Liver Eater, you know?
Yeah.
Come on.
I like when he goes to visit Crazy Lady's house and there's a new family there. And the guy says, some say you're dead on account of this. Some say you never will be on account of this.
Yeah.
Which I have some theories on later. And then the actual ending.
I want to talk about the ending.
Go ahead. Do your thing. You can do it right now.
I think it's my favorite rewatchable part of the movie. And anytime I watch the movie, if I fast forward to the end, because we don't know how long. I mean, in the article about Liver Eating Johnson, it said 10 years. There's no timeline in terms of how long Jeremiah was out there killing crows.
Yeah,
but it certainly was a while. And you wonder if he ever was going to make peace with Chief Paints in his shirt red. You got the name, right?
Yeah. Paints his shirt red. Yeah.
I love the name. And in that final scene, he goes to click the rifle, thinking that
we're on it again. Here we go.
We're on it again, and this time I'm on it with the chief.
Yeah.
Best guy wins. And then when he put his arm up, it was great. It was just a great way to end the movie. But for me, it's the most rewatchable scene.
Good Redford too, with where he really gives the extra back. Yeah.
And the classic line. And some folks think he's up there still. Da 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 da.
You get some guitar in there.
Yeah. I mean, he's also at that point, he's got CTE probably.
He's been stabbed with a spear.
He's
been knifed in the back.
Yeah.
He's got multiple infections.
I think his hands all fucked up.
Yeah, he's got frostbite fingers.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to end at some point. I love how the last couple of scenes with the tournament of fighting coincides with his legend growing throughout the region, and how it's basically like the Liberty Valance, like print the myth idea, print the legend.
Yeah.
And it's like you can see like there's a song about it. They've started to build this monument to him. The Crow have started telling stories about how this guy is like roaming the mountains, getting his revenge. And it turns into a folktale almost.
It would be funny if he had like the LeBron media machine behind him, where it was like, Jeremiah Johnson, unclear if he's coming back. My sources are telling me he's
Jeremiah
really banged
Johnson
up
just
from that
put up
last Crow fight.
an Instagram that says he's going 0 dark 23 for the next 3 months.
Jeremiah Johnson taking it fight to fight. Doesn't know when this is going to end.
Jeremiah Johnson, I've actually been watching The Crows for about 20
I've been learning from the Crows. My most rewatchable is when he takes down the first group of crows.
Oh, in the camp.
Yeah, because it's a classic. Sometimes they'll fuck this up. Like Taken has a version of this in the kitchen when he's with the Albanians and he goes, "Hey, before I go, can you read this for me?" And the guy's like, "Good luck." And then all of a sudden he shoots like 7 guys, but it's in the kitchen. And anytime you see scenes like that, you're always like, yeah, the 6th guy probably could have gotten his gun out in time. Right. As
but these guys, you shoot once back in 1840 and it takes you 5 minutes to reload.
Right. Well, he does the double rifle to start out. I have a breakdown of this coming later, but I think that's my favorite. So you have the actual ending.
I have the actual ending.
And then you have family meal with,
house building.
Woman and boy.
House building montage.
House building montage.
You know, the family piece reminded me of Outlaw Josie Wales, where suddenly he has a family that's accompanying him on his journey. Remember, the Indian joins him, the woman joins him, kind of a similar take.
I mean, there's lessons from these movies. And one of many is don't think it's ever going to work out with the loner who's in the middle of nowhere who finds the instant family.
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume everyone's going to die. Don't go through the graveyard just ever. I think is another one. Like just ever. Just take the extra 20 miles to go all the way around. You got horses. You're fine.
I bet in retrospect, you wish you'd listened to Waze. You know, it's just like, you know what? It's telling me to go take this detour to the Intuit Dome.
Yeah, you just got to do it. Anyway, today's most rewatchable scene brought to you by the Home Depot. The Home Depot can help you set the scene for the holidays, no matter your budget or style. Maybe you get from the Home Depot one of the trees that you just get to put away after you're done with it.
Well, we need a taller tree.
Okay.
Because we have a taller ceiling,
Choose from a wide range of colors and designs to bring your vision to life. And with steady lit technology, the lights keep shining, even if one bulb doesn't. Bring the magic home with lights starting at $2.98. All right. Next category. What is the most 1972 thing about this movie? This is a tough category this time because it's set in the 1840s.
Yeah. I had disillusionment with war.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have one for this, Dad, or should I do mine?
For me, you know, I grew up watching movies like Ben-Hur when you went into the big theater and they had the intermission and the beginning, but they don't do that anymore. So for me, it was what they call the overture in the beginning.
Yeah.
And the music, there was no movement. There's just a pretty scene. The first time I saw it, I'm thinking, what's going on here? You know, there's no action. There's music. There's a scene. And then all of a sudden in the middle of the movie, when you get the intermission, which they call the entr'acte, which you don't see anymore. So for me, that was the most mid-70s kind of scene or kind of a piece of the movie.
See, Sierra, this is why we're related. I had those two things. A 150-second overture to start the movie, which honestly is just weird. Well, I kind of enjoy it, but why weren't there credits during the overture?
It's because it's basically you get 10 minutes of music getting ready to get to the movie. But I will say that overture really sets the mood. This guy,
no, it actually works. It's just crazy to watch.
I wish more movies did that, but I wish they would do it at the expense of like trailers or commercials before a film. You know,
that makes sense.
Like I would be into it if like one battle just had the Johnny Greenwood score for like 5 minutes before the movie started.
Yeah, that
would be really cool. But you know, Kingdom of Heaven had this. I'm trying to remember the last one. Inglourious Bastards, I think not Inglourious Bastards, Hateful Eight had the overture and then the intermission, but it's pretty rare.
Intermission for a movie that's less than 2 hours is aggressive.
Yes. Although I do like the enforced, like, you're going to want to go pee because this is about to get really real.
Craig, what did you think when you started watching this movie and for 2.5 minutes, nothing happened and it was just a picture?
I was like the Sopranos ending. I was like, is my screen broken? This is some good scrolling time right now on my phone while this is going on.
Yeah, it's weird, but I don't know. It kind of fits the movie. All right, what's age the best? What do you have?
I might have the nod of approval meme.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Certainly, like
It
number
feels
one
like
with
it's
a
going to
bullet.
live on.
I like the crazy John Milius dialogue. When people do talk in this movie, I feel like it's pretty memorable, and it's got that really incredible, dialect of this sort of formal English with this frontiersy abrasiveness.
Yeah.
And also,
You want it to come back? Maybe Amazon Prime for their NBA coverage. They just have everybody talk like in the 1840s.
And Black. What's the other guy's name?
Bear Claw?
Bear Claw and Delgue are sitting next to Dirk. Yeah.
Dirk, I smelled you for 3 days.
Yeah, and then there's just a couple of really, outside of the nodding meme, there's a couple of really good Redford reactions.
Yeah.
Especially when Delgue's got him in the TP doing like the parlay, and he's like, man, this is really going on for a long time, and then he winds up with a wife.
Yeah. There you go. What do you have, Dad? Any what's age the best for you?
Yeah, I think for me, you and I have talked how we typically don't like movies that have voiceovers. But I really thought the voiceovers in this movie and the music was terrific. And both things for me, usually don't like, but I really like them in this movie.
Fun. Yet another thing that you can tell we're related. I'm
music?
mostly anti-narrator. It's like, prove to me we needed a narrator for this. But this one actually, I think, needed a narrator. It was also like the right kind of voice for a narrator.
Yeah. Very calming.
He just sounded like he should be narrating. I have a couple what's age the best. This is the big one for me. I think we have to discuss whether this is a new category.
Okay.
Scene to scene, one of the great facial hair performances ever in a movie.
Unbelievable.
He's got 5 o'clock shadow. He's got a little more than that. Then at one point, he's got a beard where it almost looks like it's on his cheeks. It's so high.
Completely wild. Yeah.
Then he's shaved. Then it's back. And they said they filmed this forever. Like it's filmed for like 6-7 months. And the way they use his facial hair, it really feels that way, where it's like he shaved, his wife's dead, and wife and boy are dead. And then when he goes to get the crows, he's got like the right amount of facial hair where it's like, oh, it's been probably a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so there.
You don't agree with me? You're laughing.
No, I was just laughing.
You like what I call him boy.
I want you to start calling Ben boy. Hello, boy.
I'm going to start doing that. But I was thinking, is that a new category potentially? Most inspired facial hair or facial hair as a character?
It would definitely work. Yeah.
The Jeremiah Johnson facial hair has actually become a character.
Yeah. Achievement in facial hair. Yeah.
Craig, were you just jealous of the beards? I mean,
look at me. Like, of course. I can't grow a beard to save my life.
You're just watching like, God, I almost feel like this is why Redford took the movie. It's like, oh, I can try out all my different beards. It changes, short beard, big beard.
It changes the shape of his face. I think a lot of people, that meme, people didn't know that was Robert Redford for a while. Because it's kind of a rounded face. He has such a chiseled jaw, but the beard makes it look so much rounder. Yeah. People didn't know it was him.
There is a conspiracy theory that there were some beard extensions.
Where are you guys getting these Jeremiah Johnson?
He's making this up. He made that up. There's no conspiracy theory. I like what's age the best. I like that the crows built a statue for Jeremiah and all his kills, like a little memorial place. Like it was out of respect, but they're also still trying to kill him.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it would be like the basically
like the jersey swap in the NFL.
Like Bills fans applauding Lamar at the end of a game, you know?
I was thinking Sixers fans.
Come on.
Like keeping a Tatum shrine.
We were being nice to each other.
No. I guess I can't talk with Tatum. I like the in the 1840s where they would just call people by like the most basic. He's called Pilgrim, woman, boy.
Yeah.
There
was only like 9 people out there on like a 300-mile radius. So you could kind of get away with that.
Yeah, you didn't need to know names back then. The song in the beginning I enjoyed. Bear Claw, just hunting grizzlies and collecting the claws. That's his thing. He's like Sean with Blu-rays. Just like, I got some more blue claws.
If we just called him Sean Blu-ray Fantasy,
Blu-ray, that would be his Native American name. Also, this guy said, Bear Claw says to him, "You're the same dumb pilgrim that I've been hearing for 20 days and smelling for 3.
There's a lot of like, how much are people being watched in this movie? Like, and
Yeah.
being tracked, which is really kind of fascinating because you have to imagine the Crow must have seen Jeremiah lead the cavalry through the burial ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's getting surveilled out there.
Well,
I would, when the Reverend and the lieutenant come to his cabin, the first thing they say is, "We're being watched."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
He says, "Yeah, you're in Crow territory. This is Crowland."
the other thing, scents are a recurring theme in this movie. You mentioned it earlier with the pants, or my dad
Your
did.
yeah.
The odors must have been just horrific.
I
can't even imagine.
You must just be nose blind at a certain point, right?
You must it must just, you just can't smell anything because it's so bad. That part of your brain just must die.
And like, there's no refrigeration really, so you're just dragging meat around. Like, I just think that they were living on the edge with that stuff. Yeah.
I thought badly for Swan that she didn't have Redford take a little bath before he got into the sleeping bag.
Oh,
with
yeah.
him.
Yeah. She probably should have demanded that, but I don't think she had a lot of leverage at that point after having been given away by her dad.
No English.
Yeah, so you have that, but you also, I think people smelled so bad, you could actually like hunt other people or chase down other people
them coming
from
through
the
a
BO.
mountain pass. Yeah,
Like that's like the last level of BO. It's like, I've been drilling
announcing
you for
your
days.
arrival.
Redford said Redford apparently did most of the action scenes for this movie. And he said, half the fun of making movies is doing the action scenes. Anyone can say words. I never do the stunts where a pro could pull it off safer or better, but I do like the action where the camera's too close to tell a lie. And the movie's insurance men are back at the office making out policies. Like, takes a shot. But he would pay off. If he did the stunts, he would still make sure they got paid.
That's good.
Yeah.
There's a couple of the fights. They look like he's taking real like tumbles.
Yeah, no question.
The one where he gets hit in the head and then he winds up in the creek and like, he basically like wins the fight and passes out.
Yeah.
That looked like he was like really feeling it.
Yeah, no question. The last one is one that I never noticed, which I'm ashamed to admit because this movie's been in my life my whole life. And I don't ever remember my sage dad ever making this point.
Well, it depends what the point is.
You certainly never said this to me, or if you did, I forgot. People think on the internets, people think this movie is set. He goes up the mountain as a journey and then comes back down. And when he comes back down, he goes through all the same things he saw when he went back up.
Oh.
And I was I think that might be true.
He ends pretty much at the same spot that he first saw Paints his shirt red, right? At the creek.
Right.
Or the stream.
And then where he saw Crazy Lady, he goes back there and that's where the new family lives. And he ascends up and then down. And it's like, and the ascent down is faster.
Yeah.
But it's the same, this thing. I don't know if you believe that one, Dad. You've seen this movie 197 times.
I never even thought about that aspect, but part of it is not knowing where does he go next.
Right. How long did he live?
Right.
Hopefully a long one.
Maybe he goes back and fights the war. That could have been the sequel.
Well, one of my low-key favorite parts is when Del Gue says goodbye for the last time and they're like, where are you going? He's like, where are you going? He's like, the Andes. Because like this area is too trapped out and is now, even with the settlers arriving, like losing its appeal. Like, he's like, I got to go.
Del Gue's like, the Andes. It's all out there.
Just got to grab it.
Well, Redford says he's going to Canada.
That's right.
Yeah.
But never ends up actually can't go because there's too many people trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Last What's Aged the Best for me is just this movie in the Redford catalog, I think is really important.
Yes.
He doesn't really have another movie like this.
Until All Was Lost.
Right. Right.
Basically, like that's
if you take this out, I think it's a lot of parts that feel like they're vaguely related to each other. Either he's the super handsome guy or he's the guy on the run from somebody, or this one I just think kind of stands apart for him. That's a good one. Dad, we never asked what is Redford like in the all-time rankings for you? Like, is he Mount Rushmore for you? Where is he?
Yeah, he's Mount Rushmore for me. Think of you listed earlier all the movies he's been in.
Yeah.
A lot of them with the same director, but we've watched all those movies, and then when they come on again on TV, I watch them again.
Well, then The Natural is one of your top 5 or 6.
Oh, sure. It has to be.
Have you done The Natural? I know I wasn't on
Did it
it.
with McLerie.
Mal?
I think they're in COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we could always bring it back.
Can you, Dr. Bill, like in the early 70s, is there any way to describe how famous this guy was? Like as he's getting into this run where he's
The Way We Were, Condor, Jeremiah Johnson's, The Sting.
presidents, like, and he's just how does it compare to somebody like Cruise now or DiCaprio now? And like the way we talk about, I mean, like, what was it like?
I think he had a better body of work than the people that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
I think he was very likable. There were no scandals about him that I recall. And, he made a significant contribution to the entire acting community when he started Sundance.
Yeah.
I think his movement towards Sundance, I think he was very careful with the movies he picked. And it's hard to remember a movie that was not well done, in which he received criticism.
Right.
So I think he might have, for me, he was probably the biggest star from 72 to, continuing on for quite a while. Clint moved in there for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
But his movies were terrific to watch and rewatch. For me, it's always, do you want to rewatch the movie? And I wanted to rewatch his movies.
It was funny because it was him and Eastwood, but then Newman was in there. Burt Reynolds kind of passed through for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was really it for the mega, and Warren Beatty, but he would only make a movie every couple of years.
You mentioned something, Dr. Bill, it's like his floor is pretty high.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of clunkers.
Yeah, you trusted if he was in something and like, all right, I'll give that
and
a
even
whirl.
now, like, because I think a lot of people have been going back to his films since his passing. It's like, well, even the ones that we don't really talk about are still pretty good, Yeah,
I was waiting for one of the streamers to just have some crazy Redford deal where it was like, like
they're too scattered. The
75,
are all over the place.
Yeah.
Come on, Tubi.
But it goes back to something one of you said earlier. It was his favorite movie.
Yeah.
That he made. That says an awful lot to me, because the diversity of the movies he made over his career, this was unique in my perspective in terms of the type of movie he made, and it was his favorite.
Yeah. All right, we're doing some quickie categories. The Big Kahuna Burger Award for Best Use of Food, Drink.
Swan's Hot Pockets that she makes the first night, and then he tosses them.
Why were they so bad?
I think it was probably a different seasoning techniques or lack of. Like, I don't know, they had salt that they would use, but
I just was shocked at how terrible he thought it tasted. I mean, it was probably so bland.
All he ate was like bear jerky.
Yeah.
Like he probably his body couldn't even
handle
support
it.
anything
But
else.
I love how he like goes over to the horse and he's like, and he's like, oh, Jesus. Yeah. Like,
Great Shot Gordo Award, Most Cinematic Shot. What do you got?
I have the shot of Delgu's head sticking out of the sand as Caleb and Jeremiah come over the ridge there. And it also is like one of the turning points of the movie. Delgu really changes the trajectory of Jeremiah's life in a lot of ways. And I like that they've come out of like this kind of like you wind up in like the sandy desert for a few minutes out there. Like it's so many different climates and landscapes.
Kid Cudi, Pursuit of Happiness, where Best Needle Drop's got to be the ending.
Yeah.
And some folks say. Chess Rockwell, Brock Landers Award for Best Character Name.
Paints his shirt red?
Yeah. Can I make the case for Jeremiah Johnson? What a fucking great name.
Yeah.
Like just pick a sport where that guy would be the coolest guy. Jeremiah Johnson, like the new wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers.
Can you look on Pro Football Reference really quick and see if there's a Jeremiah Johnson that's come through?
I think Jeremiah just needs to come back as a name.
Yeah.
We have a million Jalens
well,
now.
He just,
we could have 2
he had
Jeremiahs.
a really good run on the Summer I Turned Pretty, Jeremiah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's coming back?
It fit the music.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, John.
Just good syllables.
There was a running back who went to Oregon who played in the NFL for a little bit, Jeremiah Johnson.
Okay. We need that name back. I also really like Paints His Shirt Red is strong.
Paints His Shirt Red is a good one. Yeah.
We're going to take another break and then CR's Flex category. This episode is brought to you by Hulu. Glenn Powell is Chad Powers, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. 8 years after flushing his college football career down the toilet, hotshot quarterback Russ Holiday makes a comeback disguised as Chad Powers. I really enjoyed the show, I got to be honest. An oddball athletic talent who walks onto the struggling South Georgia Catfish, determined to once again take college football by storm. You can watch the hilarious new Hulu original series, Chad Powers, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply. So, Dad, CR gets a flex category every episode where he can do whatever he wants. What is it this episode?
We usually save this for thrillers and horror movies, but I'm going with When Would I Have Died?
I snuck that in for later. I'm glad you're doing this. How long were you going to last?
When the snow fell on my fire in the first 10 minutes of the movie,
You're
I died.
dead.
Yeah. Don't know how to come back from that. Honestly, I freeze to death. If not that, definitely when I fell in the creek fishing,
Yeah,
I would have just frozen
just
to
died
death,
of frostbite.
hypothermia. I don't have a change of clothes. I don't have a towel. I don't have a foil blanket to wrap around me. And then certainly when I got buried up to my head in the sand by Blackfeet warriors, that's when
Yeah.
I would have died.
I think I would have died in the Mexican War and the movie never would have happened. That's a good one, though. Yeah, 20 minutes max.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to see. I would just been walking in the glass. The Butch's Girlfriend Award for Weak Link of the Film. We mentioned this. Jeremiah's decision to go through the Crow Barrow Ground. It's never sat right with me from in the 5 decades that I've been watching this movie. I just don't think he would do it.
Yeah.
Like he just kind of gets bullied into it by the Reverend and the we got to go through. Oh, it's another 20 miles. I know he's trying to help people out, but I don't know, Dad. I just think he would know that this is a bad thing to do. We can't do this.
I think you would know. He lived in Crowland in friendship for so many years. I think he would know. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Well, it's like Steve Ballmer. Like you have to know. Don't keep giving aspiration
Do you think
the
it's
money.
the soldier in him still there that like sort of responds to the lieutenant? You know?
Or maybe. Well, no, he was happy though. I was
know.
thinking like it's
he has
almost
a
a
death wish or
suicide
something.
mission, but
I know.
no, he was just playing lacrosse with woman and boy.
It's such a good line when he's like, we can't do this. Like this is sacred ground to them. And the Reverend's like, you can't believe that, can you? And he's like, it doesn't matter what I believe. They believe it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not buying that. I think that's the weak link. What stage is the worst? Oh, what do you have?
I have another weak link. When I watched the movie again, he got an axe in the back. He got a spear in the stomach.
Yeah.
He almost had his left eye taken out.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count the 50 fights that we never saw.
Yeah.
He had no medical attention.
No.
How did he not die?
Big time sepsis risk.
Yeah.
It's Jeremiah Johnson. He was just a legend. Guy couldn't be brought down.
My weakest link is, we get 5 minutes of an overture and 5 minutes of credits, or a couple minutes of credits. I could have done like 5 minutes in the town before he takes off. Maybe takes one night in the bed of a lady of the evening.
Oh,
maybe goes to a bar, throws a couple back. Here's some stories.
You want a whorehouse scene to start out Jeremiah Johnson?
I just wanted in the script, he spends a little bit more time in the town, and so I was just like, there's some idea there.
I think that's a really good point because remember when Del Q joins up with him the second time, and the Indian comes after him in the nighttime out of the blue.
Yeah. And throws the spear at him. Yeah,
he says, "Is this how it is? One at a time." And then he says to Jeremiah, "Maybe you should go to the town." And Jeremiah says, "I've been in the town."
Yeah.
Well, we never saw that.
Yeah, because he gets off the boat and he's like, "Which way's the mountain?"
Poker debts.
Yeah.
Poker debts.
Yeah, Jeremiah got cleaned out. Game of 5-card stud. What stage is the worst? Giving your daughter away as a repayment for a gift.
Yeah.
Probably does it translate to the 2020s? I feel like there would be some TikTok memes about that.
Well, it wasn't a giving away. It was a trade.
It was a trade.
Yeah.
He traded his daughter. I mean, like if I traded Zoe, because
But for some really good scalps.
yeah, true. Yeah, fair. They didn't cast a Native American for the role of Swan.
Yeah.
They cast somebody named Del Bolton. This was her only film. She only had one other screen credit, a 2002 episode of TV's Monk.
Really?
30 years later, just as on Monk.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain that. And then what's age the worst? The Bear Claw Jeremiah scenes. I'll just say I wouldn't have subscribed to their podcast.
That's a respectful pass from us. Yeah.
New episode
From the Ringer Podcast Network.
Yeah, you know Bear Claw and Jeremiah, the guys from Jeremiah Johnson, they're pitching a pod.
Do you
They
think,
want to talk to people who are successful.
what about Delgue and Bear Claw?
Delgue, now I'm interested in
Okay.
Delgue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That
think,
has kind of a Kevin Wilde's Nick Wright vibe to it.
no, I think he's on a player podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like him, Wemby, and Jeremy Sohan. Just getting them going. The three of them. The Ruffalo Hannah Rubin and
Oh, wait,
Partridge.
I had a What Stage the Worst.
Oh, let's hear it.
It's a little bit of a cheat. I know you guys love the music. I love the music in this, but the idea of having a song in the beginning of the movie that kind of lays out the plot of the movie. And I was thinking about why they stopped doing this and what would have happened if it was just like, John Wick was a dog dad, but then the Russian mob killed his dog. So he dug in the ground, got his guns out, and turned into the Baba Yaga. They're going to regret that. Like, it's just like, and then you're like, I guess I don't have to watch the movie now.
Liam Neeson would have been for Taken would have been a good one too.
Elisha Cuthbert's going to the concert, even though her dad doesn't
You
want
didn't tell
to.
him. Yeah, that's a really good note.
She doesn't need to see you too. Albanians looking for her.
Bruce Willis was dead the whole time.
You're gonna want to pay special attention to Kevin Spacey in this movie about criminals.
Don't trust his limp. Dad, when did that stop?
What's that?
When they
Theme-
did a song
theme
at the beginning of the
songs
movie that,
explaining the movie, yeah.
that explained everything that you're about to see. Probably a
I
good
think
trend
that
to
was-
stop.
I can't think of another movie after that
Yeah.
that did that.
Ruffalo Hannah Rubinek Partridge Overacting Award. This is another category we had, Dad. Crazy morning lady who just lost her family. She dials it up.
Yeah, but I
Doug
mean,
Hugh
what's
has
the
to win, though.
appropriate amount of grief to be exhibiting in that situation?
Well, she exhibited it.
Yeah,
Doug Hugh, I think probably is the winner though for dialing it up.
yeah.
He's
I
really
just-
going for it.
I spent some time with Ruffalo. I did not do They Knew to his face, though.
You did.
I did not. I did not.
He's like, "Are you one of the motherfuckers from that Rewatchables pod?" Next category: the CR thinks Luke Wilson could have been Harrison Ford Hottest Take Award. What
This
do you
was
got?
this was really hard for me. It's not even that hot. I just think I would have taken 2 or 3 more Redford survival movies. That this was an untapped micro genre of his. Between this and All Is Lost, he was obviously like a big nature guy, and I would have been really
Good athlete.
Yeah, like he does water in All Is Lost. He does the mountains. Like I would have loved to have had some more outdoors nature stuff.
Yeah,
from
he
him.
needed like a Mel Gibson Ransom type of movie.
Yeah.
where he's somebody he loves got taken or stolen, and he has to go back and
Yeah.
something like. I thought he was really good at being athletic. He does some running in this movie.
Yeah, he does downhill racer.
We talked about his great running in general.
Yeah.
He runs in 3 Days of the Condor.
I just did some flying in Waldo Pepper, but like I would just be into some more like solo adventurer, like
Yeah.
like give me a mountain climber movie,
Oh,
Well, this movie, he was what was he, mid-30s?
yeah.
I mean, great shape, mid-30s, the right age to do this kind of outdoor movie. I can't think of was there a movie where he played a bad guy?
No, he never ever
Okay.
was a bad guy. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think is he bad in the Avengers movies? Or the Captain America movies? I can't remember. I don't think he's good.
Okay.
Asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, no, it was wrong crowd.
Yeah.
You didn't have I didn't tell you to do a hottest take, right?
Hottest take? No.
Okay. Well, I have one. So I did a whole deep dive on when he starts fighting the crows, how many people he killed. And we see 13 kills.
Mhm.
and I'll do my take in a second. When he fights the 5 crows initially, kills 2 with a shotgun, 1 with a rifle swing to the head, pulls the guy off the horse, stabs him in the heart, then gets stabbed in the back, shoots the guy who knifes him in the back, cuts the throat of the last guy. So that's actually 6. And then lets the singing death guy who's singing his death chant. Turns out, great way to get out of being murdered.
Tell your homies all about me.
You just got to remember like a 30-second death chant, and people be like, oh shit, I didn't know you were going to do that. I'm going to let you go now. So he's 6 there. The next 2 kills, the guy shows up when he's fishing, which is great. When that guy gets off his horse, it's like a UFC. He needed entrance music. Being like, welcome to the jungle. He just comes in. And then the guy hiding in the snow,
This
which
is my
I thought,
guy. I love this guy.
how committed was the guy hiding in the
What
snow?
if Jeremiah Johnson doesn't come by?
Yeah, what if he fell asleep? Guy's in the snow, just dressed, he has no clothes on. He's just like, this is a good move. So that's 8. And then has the 5-kill montage that includes throws a guy off a mountain, pummels a guy hockey fight style, shoots a guy, fights someone, but we don't see the death, and then kills a guy in the water. So it's 13. And then the final kill when he plays dead and sees the guy from through the horse's eyes, shoots the guy, gets speared. That's 14. My hottest take. I could have.
That's all we see.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
Well, this leads to my hottest take.
5, 6 more?
How about 13 more?
It
I
almost
could have gone to 28 to 30. I could have kept watching this. Not enough kills. John Wick killed like 100 people.
Yeah.
Were you like, John Wick killed too many people in this movie?
I think it's also just that they keep finding creative ways to do it in the mountain landscape. Like the guy
You think
coming
they
out
just
of
ran out of ways?
Maybe, yeah.
Where was the guy jumping out of a tree on top of him? They missed that.
They didn't do it.
They missed the guy
This is
coming
like
out of the water.
You second guessing quarterbacks going through their progressions. Like, how can you not see your check down right there?
Does somebody under the bed? I thought would have been a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I just
Well,
feel
he
like
doesn't
they
really
left
have a
some
bed.
murders on the table.
Yeah. I like it.
All right, casting what ifs. Dad, the role of Jeremiah was originally intended for Lee Marvin. And then, that's
Really?
a no.
That's
And then
a
Clint Eastwood, directed by
No.
Sam Peckinpah, and that was in motion. And then Sam Peckinpah, they didn't get along, and Eastwood left, and he did Dirty Harry instead.
Anybody else you'd rather see in this role, or you could imagine in this role?
I think McQueen would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Right? McQueen could have
Yeah.
been okay, not as good as Redford.
McQueen could have been very good in the role. He could have done all his physical action stunts and everything.
I don't know
But
if Burt Reynolds could have pulled it off.
Yeah.
I can't see him in the
No.
wilderness. The other thing with pulling this off is you really have to have the beard game.
Yeah, who would be another beard actor?
But there's another aspect of pulling it off. Redford loved nature.
Yeah.
I mean, his whole life outside of acting was about nature. Being at peace with nature, leading and the Utah scenery.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where he ended up anyway. So I'm not sure anybody else could have pulled it off.
Best That Guy award. So Unger from Longest Yard is
Charles
in this.
Tyner.
Yeah.
In the first
The bad guy from Longest
in the
Yard.
town.
And then Paul Benedict from The Jeffersons.
Yeah.
Those are the two.
Just
Reverend.
as a passing moment, the family that moves into the crazy lady,
Yeah.
her house, the daughter is country music star Tanya Tucker.
Right? Yeah.
One of the young blonde girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deion Waiters Award. Is it Bear Claw or is it Delgu?
Delgu.
Delgu?
W.
Okay. I had to explain what Deion Waiters was to my dad.
Yeah, but
I don't think he's a big Rewatchables listener.
But he's a big Deion Waiters watcher, isn't he?
Yeah, he enjoyed Deion Waiters.
Eastern Conference
Well,
basketball
now we
for the
have
last 15?
Peyton Pritchard's is now the new Deion Waiters.
Yeah.
No?
The committee's still out on that.
Okay. Recasting couch director City. I made a list of Jeremiah Johnson by the decade.
Okay.
You ready for this, Dad?
yeah.
In 1982, I think it's Harrison Ford.
Yes.
In 1992, I think it's Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yes.
2002 was easier than I expected because it's definitely Russell Crowe.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Russell Crowe, 100% Jeremiah Johnson. I think he would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Stuff of legends.
Caruso could have played Del Q.
Yeah, Caruso's Del Q. Wait, by the way, is there still time to make that? 2012 Brad Pitt or Affleck?
Pitt.
Brad Pitt for me, yeah.
So
I can't get in that role.
2022, I left open.
How about Damon in that role, though?
I thought about Damon, but I think he loses out to Russell Crowe in 2002, and I think he loses out to Pitt in 2012.
Pitt's more Western to me, too.
Pitt would have loved the facial hair.
Yeah.
He'd be
He's
like,
from
I'm
Missouri,
gonna grow
right?
a beard. He would have been like, hey, the peace pipe scene with the crows, like maybe we could use real marijuana for that and make that scene longer. 2022, though, I couldn't come up with. Who is Jeremiah Johnson for this decade? We're gonna need Craig's help. Craig, what do you got? It's because it's not like Chalamet.
No.
You know who would do it? Pratt. Because he's like kind of like
I don't
gotten
think
into
he's
this
the
like
same kind of star, though.
Like Hemsworth, but again, it's too tainted by the Marvel thing.
Yeah, it's almost like all the people who are in Marvel.
You think Austin Butler could do it?
Eh,
I don't know if he could grow the beard.
how tall is he?
6 feet? I think he's
Is he
decently
big enough?
sized.
Austin Butler? Is he old enough though? I don't think he is.
He's like mid-20s now.
No, Austin Butler's like 35, I think.
Austin Butler's 35?
I think so.
Damn.
Could we zag and do the Michael B. Jordan, just Jeremiah's black and it's never explained?
That would be good. Sure.
Because if we can do that, I'm going backwards in Denzel in 1992.
The Black Jeremiah Johnson History
Yeah.
Awards.
It's just never talked about.
What about
There's no
Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling. What do
I
you think
feel
of
like
that one,
he's
Dad?
become a little too like Santa Barbara now.
Oh, if they remove the fillers from his face.
That's what I was
maybe.
gonna
If they
say.
cover the facial hair
Mm.
over the fillers. Maybe.
I don't think we have a 2020
I think Gosling could have done it though.
Maybe.
pre-Barbie.
Glenn
I
Powell.
can't think of anybody.
Glenn Powell's too happy.
What
Like
about-
I love Glenn Powell, but he's too happy. I was even thinking like, could Teller do it?
And I
I
don't know.
Like
so.
Jeremiah Johnson needs to seem damaged. Glenn Powell's too happy.
I think the
I don't know. I
the
don't think
difference
we have
is
the actor.
all those men that you just named, they seem like real guys. And now everyone's a little bit too Hollywood.
Would you allow
Yeah,
a
too
British
skinny.
person to be Jeremiah Johnson?
If you wanted to like stab me in the soul,
Right.
the
Like
answer's
Andrew
no.
Garfield as Jeremiah Johnson?
Just kill me. I'd be so mad. If they remade Jeremiah Johnson with Andrew Garfield, I don't know what I would do, but it would be great. Craig, you have a flex category. What do you got?
I want to go back to Great Shot Gordo. You guys didn't you didn't really touch on the scene. The shot of the bear chasing Jeremiah Johnson
Yeah.
into the cabin is one of the more impressive shots. It's a real bear chasing a real guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like
Chasing
one,
Redford.
And it's
Wasn't
that's
even
the
like a
same
stunt
thing with
guy.
the wolf attack. Seems like it's like a stunt guy with a wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes when you don't have the capability of special effects, it's even more impressive and it actually looks better. And I was in shock of that long dolly shot, just watching the bear go into the cabin. I thought that was incredible.
Now they would just do it on Sora too. The bear would be supernatural.
I'm gonna go home and put a British guy in Jeremiah Johnson and send it to Bill Simmons.
I'd be so
The bear was actually chasing Bear Claw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Couple half-assed internet research things. Filmed in nearly 100 locations across Utah. Apparently, Sydney Pollack mortgaged his home.
We don't make guys do this anymore.
He was just really committed to the filming, and they were running out of money, and he said, "Fuck it."
Before we
went all
stop
in.
working with each other, I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna be like, I want to start the Chris Ryan show, but I'll put up my house as collateral.
I'm gonna mortgage my home.
And you're like, it's okay, you don't have to do that. It's like, no.
I want to do it just for the story. They said it was so cold that they couldn't really do second takes, and Redford said the crew was pretty miserable.
Yeah,
but he was very appreciative. But they were basically like, "Let's shoot that scene with Bear Claw again," like it wasn't happening.
I saw. When you watch this movie, you're like, I don't know how they got the crew out there. I don't know how they start. Like they must have hauled
Well, it's
generators.
like the Jaws thing,
Yeah.
where it's like they just kind of didn't know any better. So Del, apparently the tribes back then, they considered people crazy
Touched, right?
to be untouchable. They were like sacred. So Del would talk to himself apparently, because then they would be like, "Oh, that guy's crazy. We're
Yeah.
leaving him alone."
And that's when he comes across the woman who's lost her family, he's like, they're not going to bother you anymore because you're touched.
Jeremiah Johnson premiered at Cannes, the film festival, and it was the first Western film to ever be accepted in the festival. And then, Redford said 7 cases of frostbite, 4 cases of strep throat, 2 cases of pneumonia, and only 3 cases of Napoleon brandy. He said he lived there year round and knew how tough a Utah winter could be, but it ended up being great for the film.
I think they tried to give them a bigger budget, but encouraged them to shoot, I guess, in California or somewhere else. And they're like, we'll take less money as long as we
He had just enough juice to make them film in Utah. All right,
they filmed a little bit in Arizona.
Yeah.
Apex Mountain. Redford, no. We already decided it was The Sting. Did that last episode, right?
What about mountains in movies? Apex Mountain for mountains?
It's pretty good. I mean, Brokeback Mountain had mountain in the title.
True.
No, I think you might be right because of the
a lot of
2.5
Brokeback
minute
Mountain
overture.
takes place off the mountain, though.
Yeah, true.
You know,
thinking about getting back to Brokeback Mountain.
That's true.
Mountain.
It's always in their minds.
The overture of just the wide shot of the mountain for 2.5 minutes. Yeah. Would you say Apex Mountain for mountains, Dad?
Yeah.
He doesn't even know what Apex Mountain is.
I would go with
just not
this or the mountain in Alive.
Oh,
equally difficult.
Cliffhanger.
Oh, Cliffhanger's good.
Sly
one.
Stallone?
Yeah.
Trying to think what other mountains.
Well, the Eiger Sanction, that movie.
Eiger Sanction. The Everest.
How about The Edge with Baldwin and Hopkins?
True.
Sydney Pollack, the answer is no.
What is the answer?
I think it's probably Tootsie.
Okay.
Because then that leads
Box
to Out of
office
Africa.
Oscars.
Yeah, Tootsie he crushed that one.
Not him wearing suspenders with no shirt.
Well, that's our Apex Mountain for him. You know, Sydney Pollack, the director, who's, I think, a first ballot Hall of Famer as a director.
Sure.
Is also an Eyes Wide Shut dad playing a really weird guy in the movie.
I didn't know he was. It's a movie I avoided.
Yeah, good
Sexually
idea.
deviant
Smart.
lawyer, right?
Good idea. It's sexually deviant lawyer. Good way to put it. Apex Mountain for Crow Barrow Grounds. I'm going to say 100%.
100%.
Yes. So Will Geer, who's in this movie as
Delgue?
Delgue?
Yeah.
Or Bear Claw? I think he says Bear Claw.
Bear Claw.
That same year, he began his role as Grandpa in The Waltons.
Oh.
Apex Mountain, lock it down.
Way to go, Will.
What a year. The Waltons was huge. You know what The Waltons was, Craig?
No.
Yeah. It was the biggest drama of the 70s. It was set, when was The Waltons set? Dad, do you remember? It's like set
No, I don't remember. I didn't watch it.
Big show with your brothers and sisters, though.
Yeah, they liked it.
That and Little House on the Prairie. Yeah. I don't have any other.
Did we ever see Del Q again in another movie?
He did not have much of a credit.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, that was
this did not lead to him getting his own show on
Stefan
NBC.
Girash, and he was in 100 things, but a lot of TV.
Yeah. He was probably a lot of things where
he's in Dave.
Oh.
So shout out to that. He's in Miami Vice Season 5, Episode 16, Victim of Circumstance.
Oh, Bill, you must remember that one.
I don't remember that one. I'm bad on Season 5.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Next category, Dad, Cruise or Hanks? If you could put Cruise or Hanks in this movie, which one would you pick?
Hanks.
Yeah.
I went with Cruise because I think it becomes a comedy.
Well, I don't want a comedy.
I think I want to see the Cruise version of this more. Hanks is the obvious choice, but Cruise
you know
as Jeremiah Johnson is hilarious.
It is pretty funny.
But immediately, the Reacher series and Cruise playing Reacher. If you've read the books, in the books,
I knew this was going to come up.
So I can't see Cruise in any of these roles.
This is the most upset
he's ever been.
When they cast Tom Cruise as Jack Reacher.
Do you like
it was
the Amazon
a violation
series?
for my dad.
Do you like the Amazon series?
Of course he does.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I do very much. Yeah.
Well, you know what show? There's a show that has checked the most boxes ever for a Dr. Bill show that's coming out in October?
What?
Boston Blue with Donnie
Oh,
Wahlberg.
yeah.
This is it. We finally reached peak.
So it's
my
just Blue
dad,
Bloods without Selleck.
but in Boston.
Yeah.
And my dad loved Donnie Wahlberg in the show and loves Donnie Wahlberg in general.
Is Blue Bloods set in New York or Boston?
It's Blue Bloods
in
is
Boston.
New York.
Okay. This is Blue Bloods in Boston.
How did they explain the Mark Wahlberg being in Blue Bloods even though he's from Boston part?
You mean in the original Blue Bloods?
Yeah.
Well, they never had to explain it.
He just was a Boston cop in New York for no reason.
Oh, you mean? No, he was never a Boston cop in the original Blue Bloods. He was a New York City cop.
So now he's going to Boston in Boston Blue, but he's still playing the same character from Blue Bloods, but now he's going to have an accent?
Well, they haven't had the first episode yet, so I can't answer the question.
I thought you were going to say with shows that check his boxes. I thought you were going to talk about Landman coming back in November.
You like Landman. Yeah, he liked Landman.
Yeah.
No, Boston Blue is the peak for you.
I'll let you know that I haven't seen it yet. It's not out yet.
Did
I
you
did
see
see-
in
I don't
Landman
know why he's
season
fighting
2, Sam Elliott is playing Billy Bob Thornton's dad?
Of course I saw it. Unbelievable.
He's like 8 years older than Billy
Yeah.
Bob Thornton.
They're the same age. Scorsese or Spielberg for this movie?
I had Spielberg, but Silence era Scorsese could do the he could do the isolation thing, but I have Spielberg.
I had Spielberg as well. Dad, you don't have to weigh in on that. What role would Philip Seymour Hoffman have played in this movie?
Dog you.
Yeah,
I'm just got Bear Claw. I think he could have gone Bear Claw too.
I'm old enough.
All right. Picking nits. This is where we pick nits in the movie. We've already done a couple. When his horse died, why didn't he? Is the rule you can't make horse meat if that was your horse? Like these people are dying to eat anything, right? Can you not then eat your horse because it was your
suppose
horse? Is there some sort of
In the
rule?
snow, that when he wakes up and the horse is dead next to him in
Yeah.
the camp.
That's like 5 meals.
I assume he still had food from the town at that point. Was he running out of food by then?
I don't know, but I would definitely eat
You
Murph.
just- you
I
would-
love Murph, but if I had to eat,
Wait,
I'm eating
that's a
Murph.
dog.
Yeah, but if I'm in the wilderness, if I don't have food,
Why is Murph in the wilderness?
but I'm just saying.
This domesticated animal that's lived all of its life in the posh part of LA and is like, now I'm in fucking Utah.
Murph is probably in the swimming pool right now.
Yeah. What do you have for Nick and picking nits?
I just think that there ultimately was like a better way of communicating to those guys just how much he is not going to ride for the burial ground. Like
Yeah.
you said, the hottest take. It just drives me
Like
crazy.
you raise your gun.
Yeah.
It's almost like they had to draw their guns on him and say, "We're
But
going
he was
through
like,
this."
he was like, you guys can go. I'm just not doing this. And then he just was like, actually, I changed my mind. I'm going with you. So there's not a lot of nitpicking here, other than after seeing what happened to that woman in the beginning of the movie, I just don't think you leave your kid and your wife.
What do you have, Dad? Do you have a big nitpick?
Well, I had a nitpick. You know, when he was leading the group into the burial ground, and all of a sudden he was stationary, looking like he knew something had happened because he saw Swan's blue trinket
Yeah.
on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, the timing kind of seemed weird because if I'm the Crow chief, I get upset when he enters the burial ground, not necessarily when he's leading the group toward the wagon train. So the timing of how did they get that trinket into the burial ground?
Right. You
when-
got to go. He's still going toward the rescue site.
Yes.
They're going. They immediately kill woman and boy. Then they have to bring her trinket all the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is a
just-
good point, Dad.
It just didn't click. Yeah.
It's almost like he's seen this movie.
And it also
230
seems like he
times.
goes to the wagon train and immediately turns around and starts heading back. He's like,
Yeah.
here it is. You guys got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Peter."
it's a good one.
Yeah.
My other nitpick, like I know that the Crows, like we established, they're 1v1 fighters, right?
Mhm.
I just feel like if you're coming again and again, somebody's going to figure out how to beat Jeremiah. There's got to be some move.
There
What would
needs
have
to
been your
be-
move?
There needs to be some film study. We got to talk about some of his tendencies.
Well, also, what were
You
the
know?
limitations on the Crows? Like, could they just bow and arrow him from far away?
I think it was about taking
It has
him
to be
down
man
hand
v
hand.
man?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not one of them. You come at a tomahawk, jump out of a tree. Not one time they caught him off guard. He's taking a dump.
Well, he caught him off guard. The guy jumped out of the snow.
Yeah.
Caught me off guard.
What was your take, Craig, watching this?
About the fighting?
Like just to the Crows, like they have Pete Carroll and the Vegas Raiders as their head coach. Like,
you know, they had a code and they lived by it.
Yeah.
And you have to respect that. My picking nit is that I'm not sure I buy that Jeremiah Johnson would have followed the cavalry to go save those people. Like the whole pitch was, he was like, these are Christian people out there. But I feel like Jeremiah Johnson was a man who had given up on religion. He didn't like that Swan was religious.
I don't think it's the
Right.
I don't think it's the God part. I think it's the soldier's duty part. And maybe to Bill's point earlier about did he desert? Is there something inside of him that's like, I didn't fulfill a mission I was given and I let some people down. Like I felt like there was something that he felt like he had to do.
Any other nitpicks?
No.
Sequel, prequel, prestige TV, all black cast or untouchable. This is absolutely an untouchable. Prestige, would you watch a Amazon show, Dad, of Jeremiah Johnson in one season?
No. But this is a one and done.
What about Jeremiah Johnson?
You watched Reacher, but not
moves back
Jeremiah.
to town, opens up a hardware store.
The Summer I Turned Pretty with Jeremiah Johnson.
He founds Home Depot. Yeah.
Yeah, that could work. Is this movie better with Wayne Jenkins, Danny Trejo, Mad Dog Russo, Doris Burke, Buffalo Bill, Sam Jackson, Nell, Byron Mayo, Tony Romo, Chris Collinsworth, Daniel Plainview, Longlegs, or Wilford Brimley in The Firm? What do you have, CR?
Well, number one, it's obviously this is yours. It's better with Nell because the
in the
woman who
woods?
loses her family basically goes Nell.
So just Nell is just doing that.
I like the idea of Collinsworth being like, "Oh, Mike, this paints his shirt red guy. He gets his guys ready to play. I mean, they keep coming in waves. You're gonna have to talk these guys with a tomahawk if you don't want them to come after Jeremiah."
They're running stunts,
Yeah,
Mike.
look, and
Mike.
look, it's not every blitz is gonna work, you know.
Oh, Mike, Jeremiah's I just can't believe how good he is against
like
these Crows.
Brian Flores disguised this guy.
Brian Flores studied the Crow way.
I'm breaking out a new character for this, fresh off the Monday night Jets-Dolphins game. Dan Orlovsky. I want to see him in this.
By the way, did Schrager ever reach out about my Legend of Billie Jean imitation? Was that okay with him?
I don't know if it was okay with him. He never reached out. It might not have been. I guess we'll find out. I'll ask him. Dan Orlovsky. I want you to see how Jeremiah takes down the Crows here. All right, they're playing too high safety, so Jeremiah has to go shotgun right away. Pow, pow! Perfect mechanics right there. Then he uses his feet. Watch him use his leverage right here. He knocks that third guy off the horse. No penalty either. Perfect leverage. Exploits the seam. Gets it done. Dan Orlovsky.
I love it.
Just one Oscar. Who gets it? Redford?
Yeah.
Probably Unanswerable Questions. We already did. Was Jeremiah a Mexican war deserter? I have two great ones, but did you have one, Dad? Probably Unanswerable Question.
A little bit. Jeremiah became friendly and then seemed to be friends with the chief.
Yeah.
They were trading. They smoked a peace pipe. They let him live in their land. I'll never understand why just leading the party the way he did through the burial ground led his quote friend to have his wife and son murdered. Just seemed drastic.
Big leap.
It's the law of the
Big
land,
leap,
though.
a little over the top.
You know what? Both parties were wrong. That's why they settled it at the end with
It's
a
true.
couple nice gestures. Did you have one?
No.
I have two good ones. Do you want the amazing one or the good one? As
Let's
the
go
first one?
good, then amazing.
Okay.
Build up to it.
Was Bear Claw gay?
That's the good one. That's the good one.
Has that whole speech about
He had a squaw, right? Once.
I never could find no tracks on a woman's heart. I packed me a squaw for 10 years. Meanest bitch that ever bailed for beads. Don't get me wrong. I love the women's. I surely do. Why Why are you protesting?
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here listening to your dumb story. I swear, a woman's breast is the hardest rock that the Almighty ever made on this earth, and I could find no sign on it.
That sounds like the 40-year-old virgin right there.
Virgin or gay for Bear Claw? I don't know. It's one or the other. Is Jeremiah dead for the last 20 minutes of this movie? Is it just a fever dream? Does he get killed when he gets stabbed in the back?
No.
Whoa.
Hold on. He's dead. And then everything that happens after
Is the song.
It's
It's
just
like the
too
myth.
perfect.
Yeah.
He kills all these people. He goes back to the old land. There's a new family in the house. He makes up with the crows. And meanwhile, he's like Top Gun Maverick, dead the whole time.
I like it. I think that definitely the filmmaking changes at that point when it starts doing like the dissolves into him killing people and the music playing. And it's almost like, is this really happening or is this the story people are
And
telling?
it's the legend of Jeremiah Johnson. And really the legend is he tried to fight 7 crows at once and died.
The supposed fable or true, the story about John Liver Reading Johnson, is that after he killed 300 crow or however many, he made peace again with the crows and lived and traded among them.
I gotta admit, it'd be hard to get over that.
Yeah, it'd be hard to get over that.
It'd be hard to sit down at the trading table with that guy.
Yeah.
You killed my cousin and my nephew.
So Bear Claw, virgin or gay? You're going virgin.
Just from the description of breasts, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. They feel like bags of sand, you know?
He's like, I was dating this one squaw in the Niagara Falls area.
Yeah, you would know her.
You never met her. What piece of memorabilia would you want or not want from this movie? Dad, very important question for you.
I think the 50 caliber Hawken.
I had that as well. That's just, I mean, imagine if that was like right there, right now. It's like the gun.
I liked his red coat that he wears when it's on the warmer side of things, but you'd have to really delouse that, get the smell out.
My second choice was the beautiful coat that Swan made.
Oh, the bear coat.
Oh,
that's
really,
awesome.
Dad was a little sweet on Swan. Jesus.
I did like her.
Coach Finstock award best life lesson is obviously don't pass through a crow barrel.
Yeah.
Just don't.
I think that's a good, just don't leave your family alone on the range.
There's a good quote though. I decided,
and also if you're Murph, don't go on a camping trip with Bill.
with me. Yeah, if we might not have food. I decided that when I depart from this life, I'd like to leave something, at least to be remembered on some man's lodge pole. Good high school yearbook quote. Double feature choice. What do you have, Dad? You're watching Jeremiah Johnson and then something else. What's the something else?
I wanted to watch 3 movies in a row.
Okay.
Jeremiah Johnson, Outlaw Josie Wells.
Yeah.
And the Searchers.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, he's probably done that. I mean, that's in play that sequence happened.
Yeah. I would probably go with, I guess I would go with The Revenant because it's an interesting, like, modern retelling of the same kind of story.
I was thinking Last of the Mohicans or The Revenant.
Yeah. One
of those two. But Revenant, I think, it's on the list for rewatchables. It's kind of been growing on me. Yeah. Who won the movie? Robert Redford?
For me, definitely.
I'm going to say
Jeremiah
Johnson.
Do you think Redford's not going to win? Well, I think I voted Newman for The Sting, but do you think Redford's not going to win every movie in Redford month?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Still some Redford months left. All right. This is the part of the podcast when Craig, the producer, tells us what he thinks of the movie. What'd you think, Craig?
Fascinating experiment. This movie is as I was watching it, I was like, this is the most alien to anything that is going on today in Hollywood. It is fascinating that, like, this is the furthest thing from what would be commercially successful now.
Yeah.
Look, is it an exercise in attention span a little bit? Yeah. It's one of the most gorgeous movies I've ever seen. I think it is worth it. It is a worthwhile watch just for the visuals, to be honest. And like, I mean this in a complimentary way, but it's almost like a screensaver of a movie.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of on and you can tune in and out, and just the landscapes and the cinematography alone is gorgeous. I also just love that in 1840s, people were still like, man, I got to unplug.
I got to get off the net. Yeah.
The fact that he's like, I got to get out in
I
nature.
got to log off.
In 1840s, this is too much. The city, the war, I got to unplug. I also thought this movie was kind of underratedly funny. Redford has some pretty good moments with
Yeah.
Swan and with the family, with the kid. It's a funny film when you're really focusing in on it.
So so a thumbs up. It kept your attention.
Yeah, but I think it would be the hardest sell
You second
to
screened
somebody
a little
now.
bit during this, though.
There were moments where you have to really, I mean, I tried, right? I'm like, all right, I want to focus and watch this. But I think this would be the hardest sell to, somebody in their 20s or 30s now. Which I don't think is saying anything crazy.
Yeah. It's hurt my dad's feelings.
Have your kids ever seen this?
God, no.
Yeah.
Like, don't you think this would be a really tough movie to tell Ben to sit down for 2 hours and pay attention to?
Well, that's every movie, but yeah, especially this
He also
one.
would have gotten up at the intermission like, all right, that was cool.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. I'm glad him and Woman and Boy made it.
The intermission also came with like 30 minutes left. I found that odd.
That was very strange.
Why wasn't it in the middle?
I do think it's a very, very good time to be like, you're not going to want to get up for the last 30 minutes of this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm changing my double feature answer. I think it's Castaway.
Okay.
I think I'll go Jeremiah Johnson Castaway.
For solo runs.
That's like 5 hours of just hanging out with the movie. All right, Dad.
I was thinking kind of what he just said. I'm not sure Hollywood would make this movie today.
No way.
No.
Yeah, they would have the Crow feud would be 2/3 of the movie.
It would have to, I mean, it was the closest
action
thing
film.
would be The Revenant.
Yeah.
It was very much an action movie, and they sold The Revenant on like Leo fights a bear.
Yeah.
This is like Robert Redford rides
This
around.
movie's
Utah.
about solitude for the first hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no question the last half hour of the movie would be an actual hour.
But
and a
I
half
think
of
in
the movie now.
1972, people were like, hell yeah, brother. I got to get out of this fucking city.
I got to unplug.
Yeah.
Any last words, Dad?
I enjoyed being part of this because obviously it's one of my favorite movies, but a little bit of food for thought. The Vietnam thing, I hadn't really thought about in years, but I think you're right on target. And that might have led to why some people wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
But we don't have that right now. We have other stuff going on, but I just can't see this film being made today, which is a shame. And maybe that's why I rewatch it when it comes on.
Dr. Bill, what would be, you've done Shawshank and Jeremiah Johnson. Is there any other white whale out there that you still want to do for Rewatchables?
One of my top, have you done Josie Wales?
No.
Maybe that'll be the next one.
It's one of my...
That's his other favorite movie.
Yeah.
Those are your three favorite movies. Josie Wales, Jeremiah Johnson, and Shawshank.
Yeah.
Probably the natural number 4.
Yeah, probably. And maybe Hoosiers number 5.
We have to re-Hooge one of these
My
days.
dad wanted me to be a baseball player. We were the best damn one I ever saw. The best damn hitter I've ever seen. Suit up. Dad, pleasure as always. Go Red Sox. CR.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks to Craig and Gahow as well. And we'll be back with Redford Month next week.